What is up, everybody? We are going to talk about the meat and potatoes of resistance training programming for desired adaptations. If you don't eat meat, then let's do some beans and potatoes here. So, learning goals, identify the positive adaptations and benefits of resistance training. This is what personal trainers' main goal is. Identify training goals and guidelines for general fitness, anaerobic endurance, hypertrophy, strength and power training phases, and understand the difference between plyometrics and ballistic exercises. Some of my favorite stuff. So the benefits of resistance training, it has an impact on your central nervous system, meaning your brain and your motor units and the nerves that innervate each muscle fiber. And there's millions and millions and millions of these fibers. And there's trillions of nerves. Improve recruitment, synchronicity, responsiveness, and firing rate. So you can actually help build neural pathways while you are working your muscle tissues. Muscle, fat-free mass maintenance, hypertrophy, improved tissue quality. Connective tissue, including bone, increases strength and mass, enhance bone mineral density, improve tissue quality. These are all positive adaptations and benefits of resistance training. For the cardiovascular system, improve metabolic efficiency, meaning what is metabolism? It's energy. So improve energy efficiency. Increase capillary density. Okay, so density of the capillaries, stroke volume, and vascular health. Being able to get the blood out as needed, and then also able to send all that oxygen out to the blood. Okay, metabolic system, improve cell efficiency, enhance byproduct management, so getting rid of bad cells, creating more cells, that type of thing. Mitochondria proliferation, and then your endocrine system, improve insulin sensitivity, heighten anabolic affinity, meaning hormones and receptors, and attenuated catabolic activity. Okay. So these would be all the benefits of resistance training. You're going to have nerve, muscle, connective tissue, including bone, cardiovascular system, metabolic system, endocrine system. All of your systems benefit from resistance training. Training for a desired outcome. In general, the goals of resistance training fall under one of the following adaptation categories. Either it's function of physical readiness or general preparation, anaerobic endurance, hypertrophy, strength, or power. Okay, and we're going to go over all of those. So general fitness, everyone should be at least at this level. And if you're not at this level, this would be your goal, to get to a general fitness level. If you are at general fitness, you want to obviously progress, but let's just talk about what general fitness is. General fitness training goals. So you want movement competence for biomechanical foundations. You want proper activations. You want to be activating all of the muscles that are appropriate for the selected exercise or movement. And then improve central stability, peripheral stability, and range of motion. So being able to balance, being able to have more range of motion, being able to get into the positions before you start any type of hypertrophy or power training, right? So you want to be able to first make sure that you're activating the right muscles, you're able to have some type of motor control, motor competence, movement competence, understanding biomechanical foundations. What does the wrist do? What does the elbow do? What does the ankle do? So going through your controlled articular rotations would be important to go over in general fitness, especially at the beginning. General fitness training guidelines. So intensity should be about 50 to 70% of 1 rep max. So you're in your glycolytic zones. You want to be moving at least 3 to 5 days a week, or training 3 to 5 days a week, 30 to 36 sets a day. So that's, 6 sets of 6, a day. Mode, multiple modality, reps 8 to 20, rest interval 30 to 60 seconds, and endocrine system, limited growth hormone, some testosterone, and adrenal hormones. Okay, so let's go back to volume, or 36 sets per day. So let's just say you have a set of push-ups, okay? You do 10 push-ups for one set. Let's just say you do 5 sets of push-ups for 10 reps. You're gonna get 50 reps, right? So after 5 sets of 10 push-ups, you gotta think about 15 other sets, okay? Or 30 other sets you wanna be able to complete. So you might have 5 sets of push-up, you might have 5 sets of squat, that would be 10. And then you gotta think of what other sets you're gonna add, right? Frequency, 3 to 5 days a week, and intensity, 50 to 70% glycolytic. General fitness sample program. So you have your dynamic warm-up always to start. So kneeling, opposite raise, wide leg, good morning, split stance reaches, lateral squat with reach. So doing some not only sagittal work, but frontal work, and some balance. And I always have a dynamic warm-up. Sets and reps, 2 by 12 or 7 per side. Light 20 to 30% intensity, rest interval, transitional, and using circuit. So basically going from high knees to butt kickers to leg kicks, that would be a dynamic warm-up circuit. And then you're just basically going from one thing to another thing, just kind of keeping moving. Go 12 reps, 2 sets or 7 per side. And then getting into a modified deadlift. Could be bilateral, could be single leg, and that's 4 sets times 6 reps, load from 60 to 70%, and about a 60-second rest interval. Front squats, 2 medicine ball overhead press or a goblet squat with an overhead press. You could also, if they don't have the overhead prerequisites, you could do a push and pull on a stability ball, or if you really want to load the legs and do an overhead press, you can use a landmine. Those have a different angle so that you're not going straight overhead. Go 3 sets, 8 reps. Intensity, you want an 8 to 12 pound ball. Oh, sorry. You want an 8 to 12 pound medicine ball, which is a really good weight for general fitness, and you want to be able to rest for about 60 seconds. You're combining systems here, so you're moving in not only your glycolytic, but you're also probably burning a little bit of your ATP stores here. Supine pull-ups, that would be the next one. So on your back, you can do 4 times as many reps as you can, and since these most people will only be able to get at most 10 to 12. You'll see them just try to get as many as they can. So those would be a horizontal row from the back position, and you would do body weight. Bench push-ups, 3 by 8. So putting your hands on a bench and just doing push-ups on a bench, doing 3 sets times 8. Lateral squat walks with front raise. Okay, do that 2 times, 4 each way, with a 10-pound plate. Split stance Romanian deadlift, 3 times each leg, 8 times leg, sorry. So 3 sets for 8 reps per leg. Light to moderate weight, 15-pound dumbbell, 40-second rest. And then you have your low box step-ups, reverse flies. You can do these together. And you're also going to have 2 sets each here, 12 each leg for the box step-ups, and you're going to just do 10 reverse flies with dumbbells or light dumbbells. Leg curl on ball, wide leg mountain climbers, band face pulls. Looks like we're doing a circuit here, and we're kind of combining the exercises here, going in order, 2 sets each instead of 3. Leg curl, 10 reps, wide leg mountain climbers, 8 per side, and band face pulls, you can do 12 reps. And then after that, it looks like a 5-minute dynamic stretch, okay? So this would be a general fitness sample program. Dynamic warm-up would be good. You could add in some mobility here in the beginning, and you can also add in some mobility at the end, and you can also add mobility in between sets if you have to, okay? Anaerobic endurance is impacted by exposure to long durations of stress. You're going to get muscle strength, neural efficiency, buffering efficiency, and aerobic capacity. Anaerobic endurance training goals: improve neural movement competency, motor rehearsal, align strength balance across joints, improve mobility, increase TUT across activation segments, improve metabolic conditioning, and increase total work per time segment. Okay, so anaerobic endurance, being able to output a lot of work over an extended period of time. Something like rock climbing or hiking would be something like anaerobic training. Intensities 50 to 70% 1 rep max, 3 to 5 days a week, volume 30 to 45 sets. Mode, multiple modality, reps 12 to 25, rest intervals short as tolerated, and endocrine, minimal growth hormone, and epinephrine. So anaerobic endurance sample, dynamic warm-up with some good mornings, reverse step back with overhead reach, lunge with lateral lean, ground sweeps, 2 sets, 12 reps or 7 per side, like 20 to 30%. So typical warm-up. But then as far as reps goes, you'll see here, we're gonna have a little bit higher reps, 12, 15, 15, 15, 15 here. Load is 60 to 70%, so load's still not that high. Rest intervals looks like no more than 60 seconds, some cases 30 seconds. And then you have sets of 4 exercises, which would be circuit training, and you have also combination sets and supersets. And just going through these motions looks like pretty quickly with lots of reps. You have your neural grip deadlift, Bulgarian squats. It's kind of like a split squat. Dumbbell back flies, dumbbell chest press. So kind of like back push and glute hammer. Total body, looks like a total body workout. Just keeping it moving throughout the whole workout here. For hypertrophy, for many individuals, hypertrophy is the training goal, and that is to promote protein synthesis, increase loading capabilities to moderate to heavy. So now we're going 70 to 85% of your 1 rep max. Optimal total muscle balance, improve endocrine adaptations, and enhance the glycolytic pathway. So hypertrophy training, intensity 70 to 85% of your 1 rep max. Frequency 4 to 6 days a week, volume high, 30 to 40 sets per day, or per exercise, or per training interval. Mode, compound, and isolated lifts. Reps 8 to 12, 8 to 10, high anabolic, and rest interval 30 to 60 seconds, and up to 90 seconds. And endocrine, testosterone, growth hormone, cortisol, epinephrine, and IGF-1. This is emphasizing muscle fiber recruitment here. So still want a good dynamic warm-up, still want some activation drills before your hypertrophy training just to get your whole body ready. But maybe a bench press, 4 sets with 8 to 10 reps, intensity 70 to 80%. So you're noticing that the intensity is a little bit higher and the rest sessions are a little bit longer. 75-second rest here. Then we have incline dumbbell press, 60-second rest, but noticing why is that 75 is because we're lifting heavier loads, 70 to 80%, noticing that we're using the highest percent first. So using all of our energy for that bench press. And then a little bit less, 65 to 80% of that intensity will go toward our incline dumbbell press. We only have 3 sets, drop it down to 1 set because that bench press, we're really just trying to go full out strength. And after that, you don't want to do 4 sets of everything or you'll do over wear and tear. So 3 sets of incline dumbbell would be next. And then speed push-ups with some cable flies. This looks like it's push and tricep focus, or specifically for building the chest and triceps here. So this would be your typical bro day, as you would call it, your chest and tricep day, with some med ball rotations and V sit-ups, okay? So you'd want to keep those reps pretty low, 8 to 10 for bench press, 3 to 8 reps for incline bench. Got some push-ups, 3 by 20 seconds, so as many as you can in 20 seconds, and then cable flies, starting to lower the reps as you get to the end of your chest portion. And then when you get back to the triceps, lower the reps 3 by 10 here. Rope pulls 3 by 15. Cable kickbacks 3 by 15. Med ball rotation 2 by 8 each side, and V sit-ups 2 by 12. So more intensity here in your hypertrophy training, less reps. In some cases, 20 seconds of rest, some cases 60 seconds of rest. For strength, this is maximizing multi-joint loading capabilities, increase total force output, enhance central peripheral stability, improve kinetic chain proficiency, improve nervous system proficiency, motor unit recruitment, firing rate, and synchronicity. So strength is a good goal for most people. Hypertrophy training, not everyone is, trying to be a bodybuilder. So most fitness goals are strength related. Your strength may be your 3 rep max, and as it gets higher, or as your reps go down, your strength and power goes up. And as your reps go up, your strength and power go down. Hypertrophy is right in the middle there, around 10 to 12 reps. Strength and power is about 3 reps. Endurance training is 20 to 25 reps. So lower power output and less intensity versus maximal power output and higher intensity for strength and power. So that would be the strength intensities versus desired outcomes curves. Strength training guidelines, so in intensity, 75 to 95% of your 1 rep max, your phosphagen and glycolytic systems, 3 to 5 times a week. Volume low, 18 to 30 sets, so obviously lower than hypertrophy training. Mode, cross joint lifts, full body lifts. Reps 3 to 5 nervous system, 6 to 10 muscle tissue. Rest intervals, glycogen 60 to 90 seconds, phosphagen 2 to 5 minutes, and endocrine systems, growth hormone, and testosterone. Example program, again, you're going to want to warm up with a good dynamic warm up, some activation drills, and then some plyometrics to start, so box jumps, so power exercises, 5 reps by 3 sets, body weight, 90-second intervals, so longer periods of rest, shorter durations of time, and higher intensity here. So we have back squat, 4 by 6, or you could do a split stance squat here, or a single leg deadlift, 70 to 85% of 1 rep max, rest interval 120 seconds. For 6 to 10 reps, 4 sets, and then you have your leg press, 3 sets, 6 to 8 reps, 80 to 85% intensity, 120-second rest. And then you have your Romanian deadlift, 3 sets times 6, noticing the reps are a lot smaller, and you have a lot longer rest periods. You have a 90-second rest period here. Load form, 70 to 85%, so making sure that their form is good. Otherwise, you go down in weight. Barbell reverse lunges, 4 by 5, so 4 sets, 5 by each side. Load 68%, 60-second rest. Nordic hamstrings and hanging leg raises, 4 by 6, 4 by 8. Body weight, 60-second rest. Superset that. Medicine ball slams, 3 sets by 15 seconds, and you're just going 8 to 10 pounds there. 45-second rest. And then adductor slides and lunges slide would be your next superset, and you would do 10 seconds per sides for the adductors, and then lunge slides 2 by 10 seconds. That would be body weight, and that would be transitional for the rest interval. So you just go back to back. So, and then you would end it with a dynamic stretch, and that would be a strength training sample program. Power training goals: increase fast twitch muscle firing rate and recruitment, improve force coupling energy transfer, enhance movement economy through neural efficiency and the stretch shortening cycle, develop optimal acceleration deceleration balance, and improve reactive stability across central and peripheral systems. So power, what is the difference between a plyometric versus a ballistic exercise? How will volume, intensity, reps, and rest intervals vary? So we're going to answer those questions. So common plyometric exercises categories. There's depth jumps. So a depth jump is when you kind of step off a box and then just kind of hold yourself still. And then you have box jumps where you jump on top of the box. Then you have in-place jumps where you jump, say, vertically in the air or horizontally. And then you have upper lower body rebounds. So going up and down, side to side, that type of thing. Power training guidelines: intensity 30 to 50% of 1 rep max, or 60 to 95% of 1 rep max for CP. Frequency 2 to 4 times per week, so not as many times per week. And volume varied by activity, mode, Olympic lifts, ballistics, plyometrics, reps 2 to 5 for your creatine phosphate system and 8 to 20 for your glycolytic system. Rest intervals 30 to 240 seconds. So depending on how hard you go, sometimes you have to rest a lot longer. Endocrine, growth hormone, testosterone, epinephrine. So typical warm up, and then that's when you want to start sets of only about 3 and reps for about 4. So you're going really progressive loads here. So going up during your clean pulls, then going with hang cleans, then with a back squat or squat jumps. You could substitute the back squat for a split squat. Then you have lateral ballistic box step ups for height. And then you have jump pull-ups, rebound push-ups, kettlebell swings, lateral bounds, Nordic hamstring curls, and medicine ball pull over to stand, and then a 5-minute dynamic stretch at the end. So noticing that some of your hardest stuff here, lateral ballistic box step ups for height, that's going to be, right in the middle of your training. Clean pulls and hang cleans, for 3 to 4 sets or 3 to 4 reps are going to be your beginning exercises at about 50 to 70 to 80%. And then you're going, greater than 85%, in your 3rd or 4th set. So getting really heavy in your 3rd or 4th set, and then right in the middle going all out with your ballistic jumps, and then some jump pulls. So jumping and pulling yourself up at the same time, rebound push-ups. So using that plyometric work, kettlebell swings, more of a ballistic exercise, lateral bounds, or a plyometric. And that's going to be it for power training sample program. And that will be it for resistance training program for desired adaptations. Thanks.